The quality of women's boxing is increasing steadily by each card that has been shown thus far over the past, I want to say, 4 to 5 years. We're seeing outstanding matchups. And such was the case on Friday the 13th when Liana Cruz took on Regina Chavez for the WBA Super Flyweight Eliminator. This battle between these two women was such intense and giving of everything that you would want to see in a fight. Cuts, not knockdowns, back and forth. I have to talk about it. It was a wonderful fight as a main event women's headliner. Let's talk a little bit more about Cruz versus Chavez. When I heard that Regina Chavez was fighting, I had to tune in. And though I wasn't as familiar with Liana Cruz, I knew that this was going to be a good fight, because Chavez has not been in a bad fight since I've been watching her. And Cruz was able to show me something that, not knowing a fighter, and then once you are introduced to who they are, you're anxious to see them again. And that's what took place when these two women came together on Friday the 13th. The WBA Super Flyweight Eliminator bout between these two was such an outstanding battle. I did a fight call on my Friday night chop session because I knew that Chavez is never in a bad fight. and I knew that it would be worth the while to tune in. The battle started off with these two ladies exchanging unpleasantries early on, and Chavez attacked Leanne with a barrage of jabs, hooks, and overhand rights that were landing solidly right away. And so she was forced to come back and defend her position in the fight, and it became quite an engaging affair. As Cruz suffered a knockdown early in the fight, it was one of those situations where she took some blows and she went down, and right off the bat she was fighting from behind. But she did get up, and by round 3 she began to fight on an even kill with what Chavez was doing. But she proved to be the more technically proficient fighter as she began to use combinations, stepping back, stepping to the side, and delivering her shots. Both women were fiercely battling. This was the type of fight that you can expect from two young men in the sport of boxing, with the display of skills that they both had introduced the audiences to. The scores that had Cruz winning the fight were 95-94, 97-92, and 96-93. The 95-94 and 96-93 scorecards were more like how I saw it. But the 97-92, it wasn't that much of a gap between the two that judge had it. But like I said, in the first round, Cruz was on the canvas from a right hand by Chavez, and she also looked like she could have tweaked her knee when she went down. But she got up, and later in the post-fight she spoke about her knee was feeling really unstable under her, so she might have a ligament problem or something there. But she got up, she finished the fight, and she fought very well. In the second round, Chavez continued to land power shots as blood flowed from Cruz's nose, and she rallied in the third, landing solid body shots and turning in her most effective round. But she also mentioned in the post-fight that her nose had been bleeding, and that she, it didn't bother her because she kind of was dealing with that. Chavez was really active again in the fifth round, and Cruz got stronger in the ninth. As the fight went on, it was really back and forth, but Regina seemed to fade in the later portion of the fight. She wasn't as effective as she was early on. Two things could have happened in that instance. Either she was getting tired because of her physical output early on, or the body punches that Cruz was putting in on her was sapping her stamina. So she didn't finish as strong as she might have wanted to. Now Chavez, who's 21 years of age, is now 8-6-1 with 1 KO, and she's lost 2 fights in a row, where she lost a split decision to Jasmine Artiga in her last fight in March for the vacant WBA title. Many people thought that she should have got that decision, and it just seems unfair that she started out her career basically learning on the job, which is why she has the number of losses that she has. But she's a far better fighter than what her record indicates. And Cruz, who felt like Chavez should have won that fight against Ortega, also credited her with being a strong, solid opponent. And she spoke that she heard a snap in her knee when she fell down. She said she can't put a lot of pressure on her left leg right now. She said she had to dig deep to pull the fight out, and she did do that. One of the things that she prided herself with was that she proved that she had warrior in her to fight the type of battle that she ended up going through with Regina Chavez. And as she looks ahead to a possible title shot in the future, she may have to have that knee checked out first, but at the same time, Liana was a good fighter, and she is one that you would want to tune in and watch. As for Chavez, I think that she should take some time away from the ring and get together with her people, because she needs them to put her in a position to get back on a winning track. Matchups going forward are very important for her, and because of her record, there may be people who want to give her an opportunity. However, as I've stated, she's a far more dangerous fighter than the record shows. But I would like to see her again, and to come back where they are showcasing her in more winnable fights to build up her confidence and to allow her a chance to get some momentum going forward. Women's boxing has become outstanding, and I really love the fact that the women are taking pride in their craft. Fighters such as Cruz and Chavez need the acknowledgments. They need to be respected and shown that there's an appreciation for what they do. And that's why I'm doing this video, because they were outstanding. But what do you think? This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Leave comments of what you thought about these ladies when they mixed it up. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.